welcome back to Epic Beauty Fail. I'm Jessica. On today's video, we are filming day 1 of May's 5 days of foundation. And today, or actually during the month of May, I'm going to be doing all powder foundations, and I'm starting with one of the OG foundations, the Bare Minerals Original Foundation. This is in the shade Fair Ivory 02. I did go into a Sephora and swatch this, and this is the shade I came up with, so hopefully it works well for me. I did, just before turning the camera on, read the instructions, and I pulled off the little sifter cover tab that you're supposed to pull off. And basically the directions say that I'm supposed to sift this into the lid, just a small amount, swirl the brush in the lid until there's no powder left, and then apply to my face. I do already have on my face some moisturizer and primer. I'm using my standard primers that I typically have been using for this, the number 50 serum primer, as well as the Professional on the center of my face. I'm not going to be using a sponge to apply this today because of it being powder. So I'm not going to be using a sponge at all this week to apply any of my foundations because I am using all powders. I'm going to be using a combination of loose powders and pressed powders, foundations. But today we are focusing on the Bare Minerals Original. So I am going to read to you from the website what the claims are of this foundation. Okay, so on the website it says, our award-winning loose powder foundation, our amazingly lightweight loose powder foundation provides sheer to full coverage with a no makeup look and feel that lasts for up to 8 hours. An all-time fan favorite for 2 decades and counting, this natural looking foundation is made with just 5 mineral ingredients and promotes clearer, healthier looking skin over time. Makeup so pure you can sleep in it. That's one of their little trademarked statements. It's great for sensitive skin. Our most popular mineral foundation protects your face with broad spectrum SPF 15 and diminishes the appearance of imperfections without drying skin out, giving you flawless coverage with a naturally luminous finish. This is makeup so pure that it won't cause breakouts even if you sleep in it, which I'm not planning on doing, so I'm just not going to. With our expanded original and matte foundation shade range, now in 30 true to you shades, you can get flawless, good for skin coverage for every tone, every type, and every kind of beautiful. There are 3 easy ways to find your perfect mineral makeup match. Use our quick and convenient online foundation, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to read the rest of that. Okay, so you can find this obviously on the Bare Minerals website. There are Bare Minerals stores that you can try this in. And like mine, I got in Sephora. So I do believe this has 0.28 ounces. So it's not a large amount, but I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to follow the directions, and I'm going to tap this in the lid. I don't know how much to use, so I'm going to start just with that much. It's not a lot, but that's what I'm going to start with. All right, I'm going to be using my Sigma Flat Kabuki F80, so I'm going to just swirl this around in the lid until I pick it all up, or at least as much as it'll pick up. It seems to not be picking up very much, so maybe I'm using the wrong type of brush. I don't know. Of course, they recommend you using their brush. I don't know. Pretty much it just ended up sticking right in the center of the brush. I don't know. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start applying. Well, I will definitely say that it has a luminous finish to it. And it's not super heavy. Like, I don't feel like I have anything on my skin, which is really good for me. I don't like feeling like I have anything on my skin. I do feel like it evened out my skin tone. I still see some redness in here. So it's definitely not like a full coverage, but I'm not minding it. The only problem that I'm having is like underneath my under eyes, and I didn't put any concealer on it, and I wasn't planning on putting any concealer on because I really don't prefer concealer on my under eyes. But I don't feel like this is doing much there. Like I just don't feel like I'm going to use a concealer brush and see if I can just use a little bit of this underneath my under eyes. That does okay. It's not really covering my freckles. I have a couple of freckles on my under eyes, and it's really not covering those very well. But that's fine. Okay. So I did say that I got the color Fair Ivory 02. Now I'm kind of wishing I had gotten the Fair 01. I don't know. I think I might be a little in between there. So like just sitting in the lighting here and looking in the mirror, it looks a hair dark, just a hair. Not bad at all. Like, I mean, it's very, very close, but I think I might have preferred to just have either the 01 color or just like a mix between the two, just a little bit of each. Overall, I'm liking the finish of it so far. I don't even really feel like I have foundation on, like at all. It pretty much just balanced out my skin tone, but I still see my skin. I still feel like it looks like I don't have any foundation on. Other than the fact that it balanced out my skin tone. I can still see my freckles. Like I said, I have some freckles along my forehead. Over in here, I have freckles. So I don't feel like it's covered that. So it's definitely not like full coverage. It does say that you can build it up to full coverage, but I'm not going to do that. So, sorry, I'm trying to let my hair air dry and I just put it like in a knot behind my head. Anyway, okay. So, let's see what the time is. The time is now 10:53. So it's almost 11 o'clock. We'll go ahead and call the check-in time 11 o'clock. I am going to go ahead and put the rest of my makeup on, and I will be back in just a moment. All right, I am done. I'm just going to Family's for lunch today, and then I'm going to be spending the rest of the day at home editing some videos and filming some videos. So I'm not going to be doing too much as far as makeup goes today. But let's do the check-in time. It is 11:10, so it took me about 15 minutes to get my makeup done today, which is really good. So on my eyes, I have the Tartelette in Bloom palette. I was having a little bit of troubles blending it, but I think that was the brush I was using. For some reason, the brush was very stiff today, and I don't know what was going on with that one brush. But anyway, I'm using the Milani eyeshadow primer underneath. Then on my lashes, I opened up a new bottle of my favorite mascara, which is the Benefit Roller Lash. This is my favorite mascara of all time. I have some of the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Light Bronzer on, just on my contour area, very lightly. I have the Dear Little Secret blush in the color Kitty Pink on my cheeks. I do not have a highlighter on. On my lips, I have the NARS Audacious Lipstick in the color Anita. That's what's on my lips. And some Pixie setting mist or makeup fixing mist with rose water and green tea. So that's everything that's on my face today. Not a whole lot. All right, I'm going to go ahead and zoom you in and we can talk about this foundation. Whoops, wrong way. All right, so far, I mean, I've only really finished this, what, about 15 minutes ago, but I'm really liking it so far. I don't feel like I have anything on my skin. I do feel like it's giving me a very luminous, not really dewy though. Like on my forehead, I just feel like it looks luminous, but not like super dewy. And some of the flashback I'm getting a little bit right now on the screen, or at least on my screen that I can see, I think is because I just sprayed the makeup fixing mist, so my skin's a little bit wet still from that. But overall, I'm really liking this foundation. It's not high coverage, but I'm not a big full coverage fan. I like to see my skin. I like to look natural when I am wearing foundations. So I have a feeling that I'm really going to enjoy these powder foundations. We shall see. But this one so far is actually looking really good. If you look at my cheeks, I don't feel like it's going too deeply into my pores right now. I think it looks really good on my forehead. My line is there, but it's not settling into my line like some of the liquid foundations that I've tried. I think it looks really nice on my nose and my chin. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I'm going to check in around 3:30 and let you know what my thoughts are after about 4 hours. So far, like I said, about 15 minutes in, I'm loving it. I don't feel like I have anything on my face. which is exactly what I like to feel like when I have foundation on. So yeah, for right now, 15-20 minutes in, I'm really enjoying it so far. And I'm hoping that that is a continuing theme throughout the entire week. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and get going with my day, and I'll see you guys in about 4 hours. So, see you then. All right, everybody, it is 3:45. I'm running a little bit late, about 3:40. So I've had this on for about 4.5 hours. It's a little bit sunny, so I just wanted to show you in the sun, and then I'm going to go into the shade because I don't want to squint too much. So this is what it's looking like right now. Okay, I'm just going to go in the shade right over here so I'm not squinting. I have my mirror here. And quite honestly, it's looking really, really good. And I have blown my nose a couple times today because I was just having a little bit of a runny nose. Not like really bad, just a little bit of a sniffle. So I blown my nose a couple times, and I don't feel like it's wiped off my nose even. I think it's still really doing a little bit. It's a little bit off on this side. This side I think looks okay. But I'm really impressed with this so far. I really, really am. My biggest problem is that I'm starting to get a little bit too dewy on my forehead and on my nose. And it's not real hot here. Like, I'm outside in a short sleeve t-shirt, but I really probably should have a sweatshirt on, and I did have a sweatshirt on earlier. It's probably high 40s, I think, either high 40s or low 50s. So it's not real warm, so I'm not sweating or anything like at all. But I am getting a little bit too dewy on my forehead. And I am, now that I look at it a little bit closer, I'm getting actually a lot of lines right in here in the center of my forehead. I don't know if I've been furrowing my brow today or what, but I'm getting a lot of lines on my forehead. But other than that, I think it's looking really good. It's keeping my skin looking very smooth. I mean, it looks like my skin, and that's the most important thing to me, is that it looks like my skin. And I'm really pleased with the way it looks right now. So, I don't know, midday, 4.5 hours in. The only complaint I have is that my forehead's looking a little bit lined, but again, I think I might have been furrowing my brow a little bit today. I have a neighbor cutting branches off a tree, so if you hear a chainsaw, that's what it is. But yeah, 4.5 hours in, I think it's looking really good. So I will see you in another couple of hours. All right, everybody, welcome back. The time is now, let's get my phone to agree with what I wanted to do, 7:35. So I've had this on for 8.5 hours-ish, 8.5 hours. I'm actually really liking this foundation, to be honest with you. There's a couple things that I'm not a big fan of. Number one, with how dewy I am, but it is starting to get towards summer, so I'm starting to get more oily. But I'm very, very dewy, oily along my forehead, my nose, basically my whole T-zone. I'm very oily. That's okay. It's not horrendous. I am going to dab my forehead. Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not transferring hardly at all. So I'm really enjoying this foundation. Now, this is the original one, which is more of a dewy looking one, or like a luminous finish. This is the original Bare Minerals Mineral Foundation. They do have a matte version, which I do not own, so I might have to pick that up because I'm thinking that might work pretty well with my skin, especially as it goes into the summertime and I do get more oily. I'm going to go ahead and zoom you in, and I can show you close up what my foundation looks like at 8.5 hours. So I'm still having those extra lines in my forehead that I don't normally have. And again, I'm not sure if it's just because I've been doing this a lot today. Maybe. That's quite a look, right? But for some reason, I've got a couple of extra lines in my forehead, which I don't normally have. And that's okay. I can't totally blame the foundation. I need to try that out again. Maybe I'm just getting a new wrinkle. I don't know. It wouldn't be unheard of. But overall, I think the foundation looks really good. I think it looks good on my nose. I think it looks good on my cheeks, on my chin. But part of that is probably because it is very light coverage. It is not a full coverage in any way, shape, or form. Maybe medium, like a light to medium. but I feel like my skin still looks like my skin. And that's the look that I really enjoy. So I don't mind this foundation at all. I think it looks nice. I haven't felt like it's been heavy on my skin. When I have had an itch or a scratch, my fingernail comes away with like almost nothing on it. It's not completely transfer proof, but it's not bad. So overall, after 8.5 hours, I'm really still enjoying the way this is looking on my skin. I don't have any complaints to it, other than that weird extra wrinkle on my forehead, which is probably not even the fault of the foundation. So there's my first impression of the Bare Minerals Mineral Foundation. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up down below. If you haven't already and you would like to be, please hit the red subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the little bell to notify you when I do upload new videos. And if you have any comments, leave those in the comment section down below. Have you tried Bare Minerals, the original mineral foundation, before? And what other foundations are you excited to see me try out? Like I said, this week is going to be all powders. So yeah, I will see you in tomorrow's foundation review video, hopefully. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.